Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS.
Kick all the way, and Denver's going to the AFC Championship game.
Good evening, Broncos Country. Welcome to the first edition for this season of the Bourbon Broncos No BS Tailgate Talk Show. We are live because we're an hour away from kickoff, and all season long, you can count on us on being live 1 hour before kickoff, giving you all the latest news, information, and breaking down all that to get you ready for the upcoming game tonight. First preseason game of the season. We got the Broncos at the Falcons. Plenty of news to talk about. Who's playing, who's not. We got some interesting suspension news, not for Cooper, but it could very, very well translate into Cooper news soon. We'll break that down. And of course, we're going to be taking your comments, your questions, everything all day long, for at least for the next 45 minutes or so.
At least for the next 45 minutes. Maybe not all night.
Exactly. I do got my guy Adam with me. Adam's going to be helping me out. Sir, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I am excellent, because we're going to have football to talk about in about 50 minutes. And I know with training camp, we've been able to kind of speculate less and actually have something substantive to talk about. But this is going to put more meat on those bones, and we're going to have lots of Broncos stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about dark horses who are going to be coming out of nowhere, who's regressing, who's falling back, all of those things. I'm so pumped to talk about substantial Denver Bronco football.
I love it, man. We're going to have a lot to break down. We got Gus in the house. Gus, I cannot wait to see you at the tailgate. I'm not going to be there next week, unfortunately, but for the third tailgate game, I will be there. And so get ready for it, man. I am stoked to see you guys and everybody else, all of Broncos Country, at the tailgate. But thanks for tuning in. Before we get started on the discussion, I do want to point out, everyone, Bourbon, Broncos, no BS, Broncos and Bourbon.com. You think I'd get it right by now. We have the game day chat is open. If I can get it, there we go. Head on over to Broncos and Bourbon.com. It's every game day. Our fan forum turns into the official game day chat. This costs $1 to sign up, $1 one time, and you never have to pay for anything on the website again, unless you're buying something from the shop. But signing up for the $1 does get you the access to the discount code that we have, so that you can get a nice, cool discount there. But during the game, before the game, day of the game, after the game, post your reactions, post your thoughts. We'll be over there. We'll be checking it. But this is a great place for all of us to keep talking during the game and everything like that. So, guys, $1 one time. There's more stuff over here to check out from the roster, depth chart, history. We're getting ready for the Pick'em Challenge as well. So as we get closer to that opening 2 weeks before kickoff of week 1, I'll break down all the stuff where you can go through and make your weekly selections of all the different games and see how you compare to everybody else, including us, the hosts of Bourbon Broncos and No BS. But, dude, we got a game to talk about, and I want to start focusing in on that. So, here we go. No Bo Nix tonight is the big news, obviously. I'm good with that. Adam, what are you thinking?
As coaches, I do not envy their decisions on where it has to be. Like, they got to calculate their decisions on who's actually going to play in some of these games. I know that Sean Payton's a big proponent of actually harder training camps and actually putting guys through their paces, and it's less country club and more actual old school training camp. But I'm totally okay with not throwing Bo out there. I know that we want to see how he's doing for and knocking off the rust of the ankle injury. But by all accounts, we saw that AFC Championship game. We saw what's going to happen if we got to go to a backup. So I say minimizing those opportunities for Bo to to put himself in any kind of harm's way, I think is something that you have to do in preseason. So I'm totally okay with Bo not going out there. However, I do think it does lead to one of the training camp storylines, and that is Denver gonna carry 3 quarterbacks? Is Stidham gonna be the main backup like he's been the last 2 seasons? Or are they gonna see if maybe they're gonna save some money and maybe just go with Sam Ehlinger as the backup? So I think that's actually a pretty good opportunity for either one or both of those guys to really take the reins and to show that they're capable of being the guy to be called on if Bo can't go. Kev, do you have a dog in the fight? Do you think it's going to be City or do you think it's going to be Ehlinger?
If we had a pick, and I think we're going to have to see how these games play out, because I do, obviously, they're both going to get a lot of playing time, right? The amount of time Bo will get in game 2 and game 3 is not going to be substantial, right? Maybe the first quarter in game 2 or a couple drives, same thing in game 3, kind of the inverse. So the rest of the time, really, at least 3/4 of these games are going to be between these 2 quarterbacks. So they're both going to have a chance to go out there and show that they can carry their weight, right, when their name is called. And it was such a weird position to put what's his name in last year, Stidham. I mean, not only are you the backup quarterback, you haven't played a single snap all year long, right? But here you go. The whole team, the whole city, the whole fan base is riding this high, right? Yeah. And within within an hour and a half. I mean, from the time I left the game to the time I got home, which is normally less than an hour, the news broke, right? And everything came crashing down. So how do you, as a backup quarterback, step into the AFC Championship game with all of that? And as much as we try to rally behind him and everything, I can't say that he did the best he could, right? But he also there were instances of other players not helping him out. There are instances of drop passes. There are instances of the defense not stopping the ball when they could have, right? There were instances of maybe a bad coaching decision that will always go back and forth. Should we have kicked that field goal? And people saying like, oh, well, if we got that field goal instead of going for it on that 4th down, we would have won the game. Well, you don't know that, right? We don't know. So there's so many things that I don't want to put all of Stidham's reputation and my judgment of him on that one game. Now, would it be nice to know we have a backup quarterback that can step up in absolutely any situation? Absolutely. 100. But I think what we're looking at is probably still carrying 3 quarterbacks because we did not go get Taysom Hill. And I don't think the Broncos are going to get Taysom Hill, especially at this point. Like, we need to have him before training camp or, sometime during the off season there. But it didn't happen. And that's perfectly fine. But I don't think that we're going to just carry 2 for the season. And then, God forbid, we find ourselves in another situation where, quarterback goes down and we're calling up the 4th string wide receiver to be our quarterback that day.
Oh, let's not do that again. Yeah.
No, dude, mad props to him. The fact that he went out there, he did it. And he has his wristband or something in the NFL Hall of Fame. Freaking phenomenal. Do want to check in here. Neil and Natalie, Infinity and Soulmate checking in. Brought the big Broncos energy, man. Love it. Cheers to you guys. Cheers to everything you guys, all the music you're making and everything. And share your website and YouTube information in the chat here so everyone can go check out your Broncos music as well. And like Gary says, hit that like, share, follow button, guys. That's what really gets me up in the morning is when I see more followers because I love you guys. And I'm just kidding. I still get up in the morning no matter what. But yeah, it makes me happy. And then I'm not as mean to Adam throughout the day. Like he can attest. When we get more followers and likes, he can say, yeah, Kev Dan's nicer. So.
Yeah, I have been meaning to complain about the treatment lately. But I mean, my fish heads for dinner that I had were quite tasty. Thank you.
Yeah, I actually left some of the meat on the bone for you this time.
So. I noticed. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm very
just because it's a game day treat. Look, so the quarterback battle is definitely going to be interesting, and to focus more on a little bit of Bo. I don't know about you, but I've seen enough through training camp to not be really worried about him. He's been very mobile. His ankle looks very strong. He's even had once or twice the occasions of somebody falling on his ankle, wrapping it up, right? Not on purpose, because we're not trying to hurt our own quarterback, but it has happened. But he's bounced right back up. He's made some hard cuts and taken off and sprinted and ran, and it doesn't look like it's really affecting him in any way. So obviously throwing him out on a turf field tonight, it's not worth it because it's preseason. But that doesn't mean or indicate to me in any way, shape, or form that they are also concerned about it. This is just it doesn't matter. Right? We know what Bo can do. We'll get him some more playing time in the next couple of weeks, just not for tonight.
Absolutely. I think it's one of those, the games count, or the games matter even if they don't count necessarily. But yeah, from what we've seen from Bo in camp, nothing health-wise that really gives you any pause. He has looked probably the sharpest he's looked in training camp, going into year 3. So I think if he's physically there, he's mentally there, there is absolutely no reason to throw him out. Like what you're saying, on a turf field, knocking off the rust. I mean, this is typically where we get, kind of weird muscle pulls and weird, soft tissue injuries like that. And we've already seen a little bit of that in training camp already from some prominent guys like Nick Benito. Waddle pulled up the other day. Marvin Mims has some kind of something going on. So I think to really manage these guys and manage their pitch counts, for the first game, this is really what it's all about. You just kind of want to see what your base install stuff looks like, who is doing well on that in those situations, who's not doing well in those situations. And you don't really need to see that from Bo, because we know what we're going to get from Bo. So disappointing a little bit, but expected, and I'm sure that we'll get a better view, a better picture of where he's at next for the next preseason game.
I love it. Guys, post your comments, post your questions. I want to hear from you guys. What are you thinking? What are you feeling getting ready for this game? If you haven't done so already, grab a drink, because why not? And plus, this is called Bourbon, Broncos, and OBS. And, if I drank on every single show, may not be a good thing, but tonight is definitely worthy of drinking. So grab that drink, whatever it might be, and kick back and relax. Make sure you're driving carefully and safely. Don't drink and drive. So now the lawyers can't come after me.
Boom.
Let's see, Jesse, good to see you here. He says, knock off the rust and cobwebs. Yes. And really beyond that, as you mentioned, the coordination and communication on the offensive side of the ball. Hearing Sean Payton earlier this week from one of the press conferences, it kind of sounds like he's really holding Davis Webb to a high standard for this game. And there's a lot of talk and speculation, at what point, if this isn't working well, or maybe has some bumps along the road, does Sean Payton take it back from Davis Webb? How much is Sean Payton going to interject himself on certain plays, or overrule Davis Webb? We don't know what that's going to look like. We'll never really know exactly who called what play. And if there's any bad call or bad decision that was made, of course, Sean Payton's going to go up on the podium and say, that's on me because I'm the head coach. We'll never know exactly. But, at least for now, Adam, what are you hearing or thinking or expecting, not just from tonight, but this new dichotomy between Sean Payton and Davis Webb? Sean Payton needing to learn to let go,
right.
And I'll be honest, my biggest fear is Sean Payton is not going to allow Davis Webb enough time to work out the kinks before he takes it back over. But I'm going to stop talking. I want to hear from you.
I mean, it's a good question. The offense has always been Sean's baby. He's always looked at Bo Nix as his perfect facilitator for his offense. And now he's going to just give that away to somebody. I mean, I think that's a great question. I don't know. I'm trying to think and rack my brain to see if maybe Sean has a history of maybe overstepping his bounds a little bit, or being too controlling or too, you know, maybe wanting to be the alpha in that relationship. And I don't know. I think it's a very, I think that's probably one of the biggest question marks of the season that nobody's really talking about. And I know that a friend brought it up with me where he asked, well, is Davis Webb a really good coach? And I wanted to just have a full mama bear defense of Davis Webb. And I had to kind of stop and think, I don't know. We haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
So like I said in a pod earlier, like me and Davis Webb have called the same number of games at the NFL level, which is which is 0. So I think it's gonna probably take a little bit of time for Webb to really get his bearings on what he likes to do, what he can do, what he can't do. And from other things that I've heard that Sean has said is that Sean's still gonna have a voice and he's still gonna have I mean, he's obviously the head coach, so he's going to have a lot of say on what gets called. So, I mean, to kind of wrap everything up, it's really hard for me to say. It's hard for me
Yep.
to make a determination one way or the other. But I will say that while Sean is going to have his fingerprint, and it's going to look like a Sean Payton offense, regardless whoever's calling the play.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to see wrinkles here and there, it's going to be Davis Webb given enough leash to kind of put his own spin on what he wants things to look like. But again, if this offense maybe gets off to a really bad start, and I don't think it will, but I mean, could
Right.
happen, then I think you're gonna see some discussions being had. But man, I would say that's probably a maybe a week 6, maybe a week 7 conversation. And I think you're going to need that much time to really kind of see offenses typically kind of lag behind defenses.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to take a couple weeks, especially with a preseason that's only 3 games, that's really truncated now down. I think it may take a couple games or even maybe a month to really get an idea if this is going to be an adequate timeshare that they're going to have between Webb and Payton. Eh,
Yep.
eh, So it's hard for me to say. I wish I had a better clear cut answer, but that's what I got.
No, it's I think spot on. And look what Jesse says. The play calling definitely needs to get faster. I think that was a big part of.
Absolutely.
I mean, we saw some barking back and forth between Sean Payton and Bo Nix. We saw Bo Nix, a couple times just yelling at people, "Get on the field, hurry up."
Uh-huh.
And obviously it was better last year than the year before, which was better than the year before that because remember that's when we were counting down the play clock for Russell Wilson.
Oh, that's brutal.
Last year we didn't, or 2 years ago we didn't have to do that. Maybe we wanted to a couple times. Last year it came close, but there was definitely none of that. But there was still that obvious friction there, and it kind of centered around that. So if I could just get in Sean Payton's ear, like any piece of like my worry and I'm not gonna say advice because I can't give Sean Payton advice. But if I could say anything to him, it'd just be give it a year, because I think the last thing we really, unless it's just an absolute horrible disaster, end of week 6, something bad, it's just a terrible record at the end of week 6, and the offense is like the lowest in the league. Right. At that point, if you were to take it back over, you're kind of restarting it. Right. The players are now kind of getting accustomed to this communication style, this flow, this rhythm. Maybe it does take a little longer. I don't expect it to, because this is not a brand new offensive concept. It's just slight tweaks, different guy behind the play calling there. But for Sean Payton to take it back mid-season, I think is going to set us back a couple steps. And we're then going to have to rework through that as people relearn what they need to do. And it just could cause more problems than not. Then you're at week 8, 9, 10 and still struggling. People are saying, well, now Sean Payton is calling the plays again. there's still problems. Well, yeah, because you kind of hit the reset button a little bit there, right? So if I'd say anything, Coach Payton, dude, just let this go for a year,
Exactly.
reevaluate, see what happens. But I think this is going to go well because Bo Nix and Davis Webb have a very close working relationship, right? They've done a lot of great work together last couple years, and he recognizes the issue of that communication. He recognizes that issue of the players constantly coming in and off the field, and what that's doing to slow things down. So that's definitely a huge thing to watch out for tonight, because if it's a train wreck of a disaster, it's going to be something we have to talk about, right? If it's just a couple bumps, okay, like preseason, let's learn and see how they improve next week. Really quickly, Victor, definitely want to say hi to you. And I see a question from Neil and Natalie I want to get to as well, but definitely want to give you a chance to add any finishing thoughts to that topic.
I mean, I think that's actually really generous if they give him a year. Again, and I'm assuming that he's not an abject disaster. It isn't just an unmitigated mess. But man, a year would be probably ideal. And it would probably, I mean, in any other job, that's typically the time frame that you get is about a year, and then you have a good idea of, like, is this gonna work? Is this not gonna work? I think Davis Webb is too talented. I mean, the way that this guy has come up through the ranks, relatively quickly after his own retirement from the league, that I think there's obviously some difficulties to maybe be expected within the first, 2 to 4 games. But I just have a hard time believing, with the collection of talent that we have on the outside, look at the receivers you got outside. Look at what you've done. You widely regarded as the best offensive line in the league. You have Bo coming into his own. His third year should be the year that he takes another step in his development. So I think a lot will have to go wrong for for that to even enter Sean's brain. But I do think that's completely reasonable that they're going to have to give this probably the whole season to see if this is gonna if it's gonna work out. But I think there are more pluses. I mean, there is the unknown just because we haven't seen it. But when you keep stacking all the pluses of Bo and Davis Webb seem to have a very good relationship. Davis Webb is very well regarded in league circles. The collection of talent, just all these things that we keep talking about. I think it's probably going to be fine. You may see how we get to the end product is going to be a little bit different than it was under Sean. I think that's about as reasonable as you can expect.
I like it. I like it a lot. Moving on to this question, because you kind of talked about it a little bit ago. Question for Adam and Kev Dan, who's your breakout Bronco this season? And for me, I'll start it off talking about that wide receiver core.
I think I know.
It's definitely a position group to watch for tonight. And we've heard his name throughout camp this year, and we saw it last year as well. So this isn't like a guy that's just coming out of nowhere, but assuming his health can be maintained to a good degree and everything, which I think it will. But Pat Bryant, man, we're just hearing nothing but great things from Pat Bryant. There seems to be a really good chemistry in all these 7-on-7 and 11-on-11 drills. We just keep hearing about Bo Nix going to Pat Bryant for long catches, touchdowns. I mean, these guys are really building something special there. And so to me, I'm looking more at Troy Franklin especially, but Marvin Mims as well, saying one of you guys, i.e. Troy Franklin, has a lot to play for tonight, because your boy Pat Bryant is kind of taking the reins on that wide receiver 3 position. And that's something I called a couple weeks ago. And the train does not look like it's going in any different direction from that so far. But tonight's going to be a big test for all 3 of those wide receivers. I mean, I'm talking if there's dropped passes, if there's bad route running, if there's bad reads, whatever, it's going to hurt them immensely. But I know we've seen nothing but great things from Pat Bryant. One dropped pass all last year. That trend's going to continue, and he's going to be my breakout guy for the year.
I mean, that's a solid pick. If you look at it, Marvin Mims going down has really been Pat Bryant's gain. I think Pat Bryant has that trait that you really look for in the third wideout, where he is just he knows how to get first downs. He knows how to keep drives going. So, and again, yeah, like you're saying, Kev, we started to see that last year. We started to see his dependability with his hands, started to see the dependability, especially later in the season when we had some wide receiver issues, with wide receivers even going down. If there's a guy that I may be worried about a little bit, and maybe not as far as cuts or anything like that, but Marvin Mims, was counted on to be a big part of this offense, and now Pat Bryant is really eating into that. Troy Franklin is obviously talented and was kind of the wide receiver 2-3-ish last year. He's not going to go away. So I got to think that this is I got to think that, yeah, Pat Bryant's got to be one of those guys that you're really looking to, that maybe taking the jump up, especially if this is a very wide open offense that maybe it could be under Davis Webb. So I think Pat Bryant could be one of those guys that really has a breakout year this year.
I love it. It's going to be interesting. Mr. Joey B. Nice. Good to see you here in the chat, man. As always, dude, even though you had to change your name, that's okay. I still recognize you. I was like,
are you hiding from somebody, Joey?
Yeah, probably, maybe.
We'll keep you secret.
Which reminds me, really quick, go back. I heard you mention that you had a friend, and I just want you to know I didn't authorize that. So we're gonna have to talk after the show. I know it's a joke that's like 10 minutes late, and it doesn't work, but I still wanted to say it because I thought it was fun. Anyway, okay. We are getting close to the halftime part of our show, but don't go away. We got more to talk about, particularly on the defensive side of the ball, with some interesting news from the Atlanta team that could actually impact the Broncos. So hold on to your hats. It might get interesting up in here. But first, guys, of course, this show, the Tailgate Talk Live, we are live 1 hour before kickoff on every single Broncos game day. Make sure you tune in, get the latest information, the inactives list during the regular season. We'll talk about that. We'll break it all down, get the latest information on the injuries and any other team movements or whatever you have going on, and just get you psyched and ready and pumped up before the game kicks off there. Also, we're live at halftime as well, because why not? You don't want to listen to those announcers. I don't want to listen to the halftime announcers. They don't know what they're talking about. Plus, you're not paying attention anyway, right? You're getting up, you're going to grab a snack, you're taking a break. Just open up Facebook or YouTube or whatever during that time as well. Head on over to the show. We'll be talking about the game, breaking down all the first half action, talking about what the Broncos need to do in the second half to win the game, and that starts tonight. So for 11 years in a row now, the halftime show is going strong, and it's going to be phenomenal. Not this Monday, next Monday on August 24th, we are bringing back the post-game podcast live at 8 p.m. Mountain Time on Monday nights. Obviously, when there's a Monday night game, we just do the Tailgate Talk and halftime hash show, but it still counts. So every Monday, you can count us on being live at least at 8 p.m. Mountain Time for that post-game podcast. And then Tuesday on August 25th, we're going back to our full Bourbon Broncos No BS show, 1 hour long content at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. We're still live this next Tuesday. It's just going to still be a little truncated show. But get ready for it, guys. We're ramping up just like the Broncos are. We can't just dive all in all at once. I might sprain an ankle,
Exactly.
David might get a concussion or something and with his stats brain, you don't want to injure that. So we gotta be careful about it. But all of our Broncos content, exactly. I'm not.
I got a sciatica thing. So yeah, I got to stretch. I got to get my stretch on before I do anything physical. That's the honest to God truth.
Exactly. So all this content, guys. We also got our pregame podcast that is up on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, literally wherever you listen to your podcast. I have found as many places to post it as we possibly can, and it's there. So wherever you listen to it, wherever you listen to your podcast, go find us, the Bourbon Broncos No BS podcast. Give us a follow and make sure you tune in to hear all the breakdown, the X's and O's before the game as well. I think that's a full list of the content, but there's also this little thing we have called a website, and it's phenomenal. If you head on over to broncosandbourbon.com, it's a great thing. Oh, I closed it. Where is it? There it is. Hey,
right
I didn't close it.
It's right there.
Preseason for me too, guys.
I see it.
As you can see, we got a game day chat. I mean, this is a fan forum that has different topics posted every single day for you to come in here and share your thoughts. You can talk about other stuff too. There's just a topic that kind of starts the conversation off. But on game days, this fan forum does turn into the game day chat. So you can check it out here. We also got the full schedule, all this cool stuff. You can look at all the stuff the Broncos are doing, get some pregame information. And then after the game, you're going to see some stats as well. It's kind of like ESPN, but just for Broncos games.
And better.
And even better. Yeah, exactly. One-stop shop to see all of our podcast videos. If you want to look at the Broncos shop, and after you pay $1 to sign up, that one-time dollar fee, you get the coupon code for the discount we have, but all these products that I do intend to continue to build out. Again, if you have any ideas of some cool Broncos swag that you would like to see, oh yeah, there's sweaters, there's hoodies, there's shirts, there's tumblers, there's stickers, there's hats. We also got the Mile High Moments collection. If you guys have a Broncos favorite moment that just resonates with you as like your favorite Broncos moment, let me know. I will try to capture it. You know, we got the infamous the ruling stance, the interception at the end of the Bills game there. So you can memorialize that and wear it around. Just saying, it's an actually beautiful shirt there. I am kind of proud of myself on that one. But go check that out, guys. All this cool swag is there as well. But yeah, broncosandbourbon.com. Sign up $1 one time right now. I will tell you, though, it does shoot up to $5 right at kickoff for week 1 against Kansas City. So you might want to do it now just to save yourself a couple extra bucks there. And shout out to Neil and Natalie as well. They signed up during last Tuesday's show. So did do a couple shout outs live on air last week when we got some people signing up, but they signed up as well. So I want to give them a mile high salute over to them for signing up.
We also got some new guys in the chat that I have not seen before.
Yes. Looks like Matthew, go Broncos from Colorado. Good to see you here, man. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're sharing this with your friends and your Broncos friends. And if you have a Bronco in your backyard, tell them about it. Maybe they want to be our mascot. You know, I don't know. Ooh. But guys, broncosandbourbon.com. Make sure you head over there, sign up so you can join the game day chat and get all the really cool features and everything we have for you there as well. Okay, Joey says, I got a sciatica thing. Adam is too young to have that. Adam would think has a baby face. You would think that.
You would think that, Joey B.
What?
Maybe we'll use that as a game on a show of like guess Adam's age, and then just watch everybody's head explode a little bit.
I like that. Maybe we'll give away a free membership to the website or something. So don't put your guesses in yet. We'll save that for another day. But
another day here. Not today.
Adam still gets carded when he tries to go to rated R movies. Like that's,
that is sadly true. That is sadly true. To the ticket taker at AMC Promenade 24 who asked me and was indignant about my ID for a card.
Guess Adam's ailment segment coming soon.
Oh, brother, that one's too long. Like this is only an hour show. Plus,
we don't share like medical records and stuff on air.
I have HIPAA rights. Damn it!
I have HIPAA rights. Joey also says, "I'm here to see if Jared's still wearing his beret for the show." It is making the move out here to Colorado with him. He is, of course, serving our country, being a badass out there, deployed right now. So tip of the hat and mile high salute to all of the deployed and serving members and veterans out there who have served their country. Thank you to everybody. And Jared is out there right now doing it. He will be back at some point during the season. I can't confirm that. Just not going to give out any specific dates, but you will see him soon. And the beret as well. It's going to be awesome. I think it's called a beret. It's like a golfer hat. I don't know. It's not actual beret. It's like
I like it being called the Beret, like capital
The Beret.
T-H-E,
Yes.
Beret, capital B-E-R-E-T. I like that. I
Yes.
actually like that.
Gotta show it some respect. Show it some respect. Let's see. Matt, how are we doing today? Broncos are playing in less than 30 minutes, so I'm doing phenomenal. I'm sure Adam is as well.
If it's game day, I'm excited.
Joey does ask, do we have more clarity on the tailgate scenario for the new stadium? No. Pretty much the only thing I can say, just to touch on this really quickly before we talk about the Falcons news that could impact the Broncos before too long, is
and watch the steam come out of Kev's ears.
Right. It does seem like the owners have maybe backtracked a little bit. They have said in very vague terms there will be a tailgating area. They've also said there's going to be as much parking as there is now, which if you look at the drawings, you're like, where? they've alluded to underground parking and stuff, which isn't conducive to tailgating. There's some things. There's some things they got to work on. It's something about, people putting off grills and stuff in like enclosed spaces. Probably not a good idea.
There's no natural sun. I don't know. It just sounds like every introvert's dream to be like packed into one little tiny spot and all by yourself in the dark, but not tailgating.
No.
Ooh, not exactly the right vibe.
Exactly. Very funny, Gary. Not going to read that one on air. Let's see. Jared wears a flat cap, also known as a driving cap. Yes. Okay. So that's what it's called. And will make an appearance when he comes back from his deployment. And he'll be broadcasting from Colorado when he comes back as well.
Gary,
so when you go to a game.
Gary is the most sophisticated out of all of us.
Well, yes, Gary is. Yes. Jared's very sophisticated too, I would say.
Jared is a man of class as well.
Pinky's out. Okay. The news that we were alluding to kind of broke just a little bit ago, but this could have some major implications on Jonathan Cooper. Adam, you want to break down for us what is going on?
So what actually just came down the pike maybe about an hour ago from Adam Schefter. Just a reminder that all guys named Adam are inherently cool and useful to have around. But Schefter is reporting that James Pierce, a player for the Atlanta Falcons, is facing an 8-game suspension for a domestic violence incident that happened with his girlfriend. Obviously, I'm making the connection that Jonathan Cooper has his own legal issues with a female companion that has really come to light. I haven't heard any new news on that other than Cooper did have to appear in court in person. This was at the direction of the judge on the case. What I am basically making the connection is that if the league is saying that domestic violence will not be tolerated and that this is going to be at least an 8-game suspension, I gotta say this is very concerning for Cooper and what he and what it portends to him. If I don't know the exact circumstances of what made Pierce's suspension 8 games, but I'm telling you right now, if the league is looking at it like we are not gonna tolerate this, we do not want our players conducting in that kind of behavior off the field, then I would say you can expect a very, very significant punishment if and when it comes to Cooper's door. And I'm gonna tell you right now, 8 games is half a season, guys. If his suspension starts game 1 of week 1, that means you're not going to see John Cooper till at least mid-season. Yeah. So it's a big blow to I don't want to get into how you feel about it. What I am talking from a strictly football point of view is that if it is 8 games, that is incredibly significant for Cooper. And I would be, if I were his people right now, I would be a little concerned by this news that just came out.
Yeah. And to be honest, I'm going to do some more digging on what exactly is going on with the Pierce situation, what the details of that allegation is. and kind of see why the league maybe led themselves to that 8-game decision for the suspension, and try to apply it to Jonathan Cooper's situation. But at the face value, just top level, very similar allegations wording wise, right? But then Jonathan Cooper has the additional factor taken into account of breaking that protective order and going back a week later to the day and allegedly banging on the door. The cops showed up. Again, Jonathan went through that counseling, lengthy counseling in person and everything like that. Good for him. Major props to do that for himself, but he has put himself and the team in kind of a really tough bind.
Absolutely.
I would not sing an 8-game suspension for that, and then recognizing that there was even more that Jonathan Cooper's alleged doing. It wouldn't surprise me if it's even a full season or a 17 game to where maybe you don't see him till the playoffs. At that point, is it even worth bringing somebody just into the playoffs? But a lot of that is speculation. We're going to have to wait to see. But this decision for Pierce does not bode well, like you said, Adam, does not bode well at all for Jonathan Cooper. And to think that he's going to get less than 8 weeks is kind of ridiculous at this point. I was thinking 6 weeks. Now I'm thinking it's more than 8. So
I mean, I think 8's the bare minimum. And like what you were saying, Kev, I think maybe there could have been a mitigation of this if it was just the one incident and then it was all gone. The fact that Cooper went back and violated a protection order and menaced and it was a very uneasy situation. And I'm going to say right now that kind of adds a layer onto his situation. Again, I don't know how that's similar or different from Pierce's situation, but I'm telling you right now that I think Goodell is sending the message right now that 8 games is going to be your punishment if you got off the field stuff that you're dealing with. And fair or not, but if I'm Jonathan Cooper, I would say get ready, dude, because what's even crazier is, like, let's say he even gets exonerated by the courts and the legal process is done. That does not preclude the league from still handing out a punishment. So I would, again, when I saw that 8 games, I immediately was like, wow, we could maybe not have John Cooper for a very, very sizable chunk of the season.
Yeah, exactly. First off to James, we're not talking about it's not happening. Just no. Like, Von Miller will come back when he retires as a Bronco. We're not going to talk about it. Von Miller is not coming back to play for the Broncos, period. At the end. Get that idea out of your head. Love you, bro. Appreciate the comment. It ain't happening. No way. There's just zero chance that Sean Payton is going to get desperate enough to bring back Von Miller just for the crowd's nostalgia pleasure. It's just not a thing. Look at what has Von Miller done to show that he's still a scary pass rusher. He's gotten a couple of sacks the last couple of years. Anyway, we're not going past it. It ain't happening, dude. But with this, I do want to go to Infinity and Soulmate's comments, because it kind of does lead into this of who to watch for tonight, especially as a dark horse. Well, this leads from the Jonathan Cooper situation. If you look at the depth chart, you got people like DeAndre Tillman, Drew Sanders. You also got Lavelle Bailey, Red Murdoch, Torian York. Some of these guys, how are they going to step up? Because if Cooper goes down or suspended, right, can Red Murdoch step into that role? Can Torian York make the team as an undrafted college free agent? What about Tillman, right? How is he going to do? How is he going to? I know we've seen some good things from Lavelle Bailey, but has he really been given enough a chance to showcase exactly what he can do? These games, I think, are really important. And so, on top of, what dark horse are you looking for, Adam? Is it even worthwhile to give Cooper any playing time? Because Cooper has, Sean Payton did say Cooper will play tonight. And it's like, well, looking at this news today, why not get some of these other guys some other snaps? But however you want to answer that, man, go for it.
You know what, guys, I'm going to be really honest. I don't know that I would maybe want to give too many snaps to John Cooper here. My guy that I would really like to see I mean, not that we haven't seen some flashes from him, but maybe bringing it on a more consistent basis, would be Q Robinson. You did have, um, you did have him make a couple plays at the end of the year. If there's one guy though that did get mentioned a little bit, but hasn't really been on the name of too many people's minds, who is going to replace John Franklin Myers on a very,
Yep.
very good defensive line? Now, I know Savion Jones was initially tapped, and I know while we don't want to make a big deal about the unofficial depth chart, which I know Sean Payton also would like you not to get too into the unofficial depth chart, but Jones was dead last at defensive tackle. He was the last person listed. If there's one person that's been named consistently throughout camp, through the players and the coaches, 𝐓𝐚𝐤𝐢𝐳𝐐, who has been an absolute rock and probably is in line to maybe take that next step and maybe be that the guy that actually does fill the John Franklin Myers hole on the defense. Not the same player, more of a run stopper than a pass rusher, but from all accounts, the guy really succeeded in that role last year, and I definitely think that he has the type of skill set that could really make him push him into that starter's role and give our two defensive linemen that are younger, like Tyler Onyedem and Savion Jones, maybe a little bit more time to develop, even though I do think that they're going to be counted on at some point this year.
I like it. Look, lots of good names to throw around out there, lots of names to watch out for. So I know people don't get excited about preseason, but this is exactly why you should get excited about preseason. Who is the future of the Broncos? Who's going to step up when it matters most so that we know we can rely on them in the regular season?
Absolutely.
And it starts tonight. So Adam, it doesn't matter. We're not going to hold it against you. So we're just going to do our score predictions. And
okay.
if you're way off, no worries. If I'm way off, we're still not going to make fun of me either, right? It's going to be, yeah. Okay.
Oh, no, that's happening.
But it's happening. Yeah, I figured. But do want to get it over to you for your score prediction.
Oh, I'm going to go, let's see. I am going to say Broncos 27, Falcons 23. I think you're going to see Sam Ehlinger leave a last-minute drive and steal this one on the road.
Yeah, I like it. Definitely Broncos win here. I think if you're testing the depths of both teams, the Broncos take the case, hand over foot there, especially with the continuity the team has moving forward into this. So, I did think doing the pregame podcast with David, a low scoring game from the offense, but the defense is going to do their thing. I think I predicted a 17-13 Broncos win.
Okay.
And not necessarily that the Broncos are doing anything wrong. It just, there's a learning curve here, right? There's going to be some communication errors. Some of these younger guys, and then depending on how the quarterback runs the football, right, or throws the football with accuracy, if we're going to have a drop pass problem, I don't know. But, I'm starting my expectations low, and then they're going to get higher next week, right? But I think either way, Broncos come away with a win and have no problem just kind of taking care. And the defense is going to, I think, shut down the Falcons pretty handily. But if we're both wrong, who cares? Preseason. Move on to the next one, and we'll get ready for when the Broncos really do need to take the field seriously. Week 1 on September 14th, which is a month away from today.
Month away?
1 month. Yes, sir.
Oh, can't come soon enough.
Nope, not at all. Okay, guys. Last time reminder, go over to broncosandbourbon.com. If you haven't signed up, sign up today for $1. Join the join the game day chat so you can get the your thoughts out, your reactions, all that stuff. Have some fun in there, and not too much fun, just a little bit of fun.
Just a teeny, just a preseason amount of fun. Remember, if you have a sciatica thing like me, you only want to have a little bit of fun, just to build your cardio.
Exactly. Adam, sir, any closing thoughts? Over to you.
I've talked a little bit about, like, this is Bo Nix's third season, and this is typically when the guys that are supposed to be the guys really take that next step forward. That's going to be the thing that I'm looking for this season. Does Bo Nix go from very, very good to elite if he's not already considered elite already? And I think there's a fair case for that. I will make that case. But this is, instead of it being a fanboy argument or a homer argument, this is going to start being a more consistent argument league wide. Is that, has Bo Nix taken that step to really be considered an elite quarterback? And I really think that you're going to start to maybe see that this season, where you're going to have maybe a 4,000 yard, 30 to 35 touchdown season. And that's it. From what I've seen so far, I think that could be where we're at. And I'm saying right now, if he is going to reach the pantheon of the elite quarterbacks, just buckle in and have fun, guys, because that's when it's going to get really fun around here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love it. Look, for me, 3 games is all we get a season where we can just watch the Broncos on TV and not come close to suffering a massive coronary attack, right? I swear, if you take my blood pressure before and after and during their season Broncos game, I'd probably be clinically dead. But during preseason, we can just kick back, relax, and enjoy it. So during these 3 games starting tonight, enjoy it, guys. Have a good time. We will be live at halftime tonight for the live halftime hash show and every Broncos game for the rest of the season from moving forward from here. But get ready for it, guys. Game does start in less than 10 minutes. And we'll see you on the game day chat on the website as well. But
let's do it.
Get ready for it. Okay, man, I got nothing left to say other than to enjoy this game and end the show, as we always do, with a very strong Go Broncos!
Let's go, Broncos!
Take care, guys.
Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS.
And Denver's going to the AFC Championship game.